Panic doesn't arrive politely. It hits, like a sudden drop in an elevator. Your vision narrows, your heart explodes in your chest, and in a split second, your mind becomes a stranger. People say panic is just fear, but they're wrong. Panic is what happens when the brain thinks you're already dying. And today, we're going inside that moment. Panic begins before you even feel it. Your brain has a silent alarm system, older than language, older than logic. It watches everything: faces, shadows, sounds, patterns, all the way down to the rhythm of your own heartbeat. This system, centered in a region called the amygdala, is our ancient survival circuit. It's the part of us that kept our ancestors alive. And when it senses danger, real or imagined, it doesn't ask for permission. It flips the switch. In that instant, your frontal cortex, the logical, reasoning part of you, is shoved out of the driver's seat.
The amygdala takes complete control. And suddenly, you're not reasoning. You're reacting. This isn't a choice. It's a biological override, a protocol written into our DNA. This is the moment where many people freeze, run, scream, or do nothing at all. Not because they want to, but because panic has already chosen for them. Once the alarm is tripped, the body is hijacked with shocking speed. Your heart races, hammering against your ribs to push oxygen into your muscles, preparing you for a fight that isn't there. Your lungs open wide, so you start hyperventilating, which creates that dizzying, suffocating feeling of not getting enough air, even as you gasp for more. Your vision tightens into a tunnel. Colors fade. Your hands might shake as blood drains from your extremities and rushes toward your core, an ancient defense mechanism. These reactions were once our greatest survival tools. They would have been perfect for outrunning a predator on the savannah, but they are incredibly destructive in modern life. Because when you're panicking on a street corner, in a crowded room, or alone in your bed at 3 in the morning, your body is preparing you for a battle that doesn't exist. That fundamental mismatch between an ancient warning system and a modern world is what makes panic feel like drowning in air. And if you have felt this, you are not alone. In any given year, around 11% of adults will experience this moment. It's an experience that cuts across cultures and borders, though it often first appears in early adulthood. We now know that susceptibility can be influenced by our genes, shaped by our environment, or triggered by trauma. But understanding the mechanism is the first step toward regaining control. Knowing that the terrifying physical symptoms, the racing heart, the feeling of suffocation, are not a sign that you are dying, but a sign that a system is trying, mistakenly, to save you. It's a system that can be understood, managed, and quieted. The stranger in your mind doesn't have to be a stranger forever. It's a part of you, a primal, powerful part that, with knowledge and patience, you can learn to speak to again.
One of the strangest, most disorienting symptoms of panic is how the world itself starts to feel wrong. It's not just fear, it's a fundamental shift in reality. Sounds become muffled as if you're hearing life through a thick wall of cotton. Rooms seem to stretch and warp, the other side feeling miles away. Even your own thoughts can feel alien, echoing in your head like they belong to a stranger narrating your life. Psychologists have clinical names for this. Derealization, a sense that the world isn't real, and depersonalization, a sense that you aren't real. But survivors, people who have been through it, have their own words. They call it the glitch, the fog, or the moment I stopped recognizing myself in the mirror. This is your brain's desperate last-ditch attempt to disconnect you from overwhelming fear. It's trying to protect you by making the threat feel unreal. But it backfires spectacularly, because there is almost nothing more terrifying than the feeling that you're disappearing, fading away, while you are still completely awake. From that sense of unreality, the brain then pivots to manufacturing threats. During panic, your mind becomes a hyper-vigilant danger detector. A rustle in the bushes behind you, a brief flicker of an overhead light, a slight change in someone's tone of voice. These tiny inputs are fed into an engine of catastrophe. Your mind explodes with worst-case scenarios, none of them rational. This is why panic spirals so incredibly fast. Your brain begins to misread its own emergency signals. It mistakes the symptoms of panic for the cause of a disaster. That rapid heartbeat,
It's not your body preparing to flee. Your brain screams, it must be a heart attack. That shallow breathing, I'm suffocating. The numbness tingling in your hands, this is it. I'm dying. It creates a vicious feedback loop. The physical symptom causes a catastrophic thought, which in turn amplifies the physical symptom. But here is the truth of that moment. You are not in danger. Your brain is, and it's fighting a war against itself. And then, without warning, it breaks. The end of a panic attack isn't a triumphant victory. There's no celebration, no sense of accomplishment. It's just a sudden drop, an abrupt stop. Your brain, having thrown every alarm bell it has, finally registers that you are not, in fact, dying. It slowly, almost reluctantly, returns control, like a frantic parent handing back the car keys after realizing their teenager wasn't in a high-speed chase. But in the quiet, shaky exhaustion that follows, something profound happens. You discover that you survived. Your mind was absolutely certain you wouldn't. Your body was convinced it was shutting down. Yet you're still here, still breathing. And in the aftermath of that internal storm, that one simple fact, I am still here, matters more than anything else. Panic feels like the final moment before everything ends. But in reality, it's the moment your brain forgets what safety feels like. It's a system glitch, not a prophecy. And when you truly begin to understand what panic is, an ancient survival alarm that's misfiring, you gain something that panic desperately tries to steal from you: control. It's not about never feeling fear again, it's about having a foothold. It's the power to learn to breathe through the electrical storm in your nerves, to ground yourself in the simple, solid reality of your feet on the floor, to learn to let the terrifying wave pass through you without letting it pull you under the current. Because having a panic attack is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you are human, equipped with a powerful system designed for survival. And you were built to survive this too.